you understand, you have difficulty in understanding. So personal means we are talking about manpower, right? We are talking about human resources. Okay, so here it is related, as we have already seen previously, financial policies, marketing policies, production policies, and personal policies. Right now, so we are discussing about which department? Department, the conversant name who you are friendly with, the name you are friendly with. What are the other names can be for this department? HR. Very good. So personal policies means HR policies, human resource policies, right? So now I think it is clear to Arman what is personal policies. It is one and same thing. Now, what are these things? Personnel selection, manpower, planning, staffing. You have already gone through. Staffing? Yes. No. Then is there? Is the staffing in your syllabus? I don't think so. We are not going through staffing. Okay. So, personnel selection is different involvement like manpower planning. The number of employees required further to execute some functions. Manpower planning, then recruitment. Recruitment means attracting the pool of applicants for the job opportunities in your organization, right? Attracting the pool of applicants. It's like advertising the opening of any organization. As you can see in newspaper, you can see opening. What I can say, you can apply for this job, railway mein bharti, right? Institution where all these kinds of advertisements are the example of recruitment. Recruitment is attracting, right? Attracting people towards your organization so that they apply for the job, right? Right? And then final selection. Final selection which involves what? First of all, selection of applications. Those applications which are very much similar to the requirement of the organization, those applications got selected, right? And then after selection of the application, what you need to do? You have to go for written exam, whatever the steps are there, and then medical checkup, reference checkup, and then finally selection. So at each and every step there is some filtration. Few get rejected. So recruitment is termed as positive process because here you increase the number of applicants, right? If you get 50,000 applications, if you get 10,000 applications, you have more options to get better employee for your organization. If you have limited only five applications, then the option is very limited. Maybe you will not get any suitable candidate out of that 5 or 10 applications. It can happen, right? So you have to increase. So recruitment, we increase the number of applicants, while in selection we reduce it. We reject at every step. We reject most of the candidates, selecting only those students who are more capable of performing required skill set. Correct? Now, so first topic is personnel selection. Now it says here it involves the source of recruitment. Source of recruitment, I would like to elaborate on this. What is the source of recruitment? What are the sources of recruitment? From where we can attract the pool of applicants? Newspaper, I have given you one example. The source of recruitment can be divided into two parts. The source of recruitment can be divided into two parts. External and internal source of recruitment. External, from external sources. When we recruit people from external sources, what can be the external sources of recruitment? Any brainstorming? What are the external sources of recruitment? Newspaper. You make advertisement in newspaper. One point. Another? Pamphlets. Okay. Notifications. Social media. Okay. Correct. Actually, voting are very less for recruitment. Have you seen advertisement job openings on voting? Same. Any other thing pamphlets can do, because we have seen kind of pamphlets. So that will. Anything else? Posters and place. Only that kind of examples. There are different examples also. One of the best example of external sources of recruitment is we are there, campus recruitment. Colleges come to campuses for increasing the number of applicants. They come for because they can take mass selections from any campus. The campus recruitment, don't forget about it. That is a type of external sources. So campus recruitment. The other types of external recruitment sources are consultancies. Have you aware about job consultancies? Okay, so employer and employee both meet at that point, and both the employer, that means company send their requirements to the consultants, and we as a seeker of job, which is different consultancies give our resume, CVs, and then on the basis of matching of the requirement, they get selected and send us for interview. If we get selected, we have to pay for that services, and the employer also, the company also need to pay something for the same, right? Yes. So he get commission from both the points, just like broker in the land dealing or infrastructure. Okay, so consultants, campus recruitment, advertisement to newspaper, social sites, e-portals. Have you heard about e-portals? Naukri.com, monster.com, shinejob.com, right? Right? Okay. Again, companies have their already aware about external sources like gate hiring, casual gate hiring. Sometimes the laborers go to the factories gate, and if they need it, they will casual. That was casual fulfillment of that particular day. So gate hiring is also walking interview. Right. So walking interview is also example of walking. Do you know? Yes. You take your CV. If you come to know that any organization has organized walk-in interview, that means you can go with your documents to the organization and go for preliminary round of interview, and then you will get a call that whether the other round whether you are selected for the other rounds or not. If you are not selected, you will not get any call. But if you are get selected, you receive a call, and then other rounds of written or group discussion or personal interview. There, right? So walk-in is also example of external sources of recruitment. So we talked about external sources of recruitment. Now we are going to talk about internal sources of recruitment. What are the internal sources of recruitment? Internal sources of recruitment. Why do you recruit? To fulfill the organizational needs of manpower. Correct? We do selection, we do recruitment to fulfill the needs of the manpower needs of the organization, right? So internal sources of recruitment. What can be the internal sources of recruitment? You have to say something. I thought you wanted to say something. There is something you wanted to say to Saurav. So you can say it to the entire class also. Okay. So internal sources of recruitment. Internal job posting. I told you that organization have internal job portals too. They use this portal for what? If they need anything, right? If they having requirement in any department, they will post it on their internal portals. The existing employee come to know about the opening, so that if they want to change their profile, they can apply for the newer profile, and they make a transfer from that profile to the another profile for which there is vacancy. It happened in the organization. So internal job posting act as internal source. Apart from this internal job posting, there are also few internal, so like you promote your existing employees to the higher position, and then that gets fulfilled by internal employee only. Sometimes transfer. If you're having big unit at somewhere other city, if you are going to launch new business at some other place, we will transfer few of the extra employee of the organization to that particular place. Transfer is also followed by promotion. So promotion, transfer, internal job posting. These are the example of internal recruitment. Apart from this, one more example of internal recruitment is employee reference. Employee come to know if they wanted to change their profile, they can apply. If they don't want to change their own profile, they can refer those postings to their relatives, to their friends outside the organization. They can come and everything will be followed as per the rules, but you can give reference to your brother. Right? That in our organization, there is opening on software. You are already software engineer, you can apply in my organization. Right? That is employee reference, and that is also used in organizations. So these are different sources of internal recruitment. Okay? So we are done with recruitment. So now organization has to make policy regarding which source of recruitment we are going to use. Normally the organization uses combination of external and internal because both have some advantage and disadvantage. The advantage and disadvantage will be discussed later when we have specifically study what is the recruitment and selection. When you are going to, there must be chapter. If not in this semester, then in next year your year wise your syllabus is. So in next year maybe. Right now there are different sources of recruitment. So company has to make policy that which source of recruitment use for which kind of placement. If they are going to recruit for higher levels now, they may go for internal recruitment. Right? Promotions, CEO, किसी को higher level पे transfer करना है, they need to 1 rupee deducted. They need to, what they need to do? Now come here. They will go for internal recruitment because this is known as succession planning. Succession planning means you are preparing your successor within the organization. Successor means उत्तराधिकारी. Successor means heir. ठीक है? Further, like Ram is the successor of Dasarath, right? So that means organization are also developing successor who will lead this company after when the existing CEO MD get retired. So succession planning is done in organization, and those are of internal recruitment. Now organizations to make policy that for which kind of position we are going to choose people from which sources, right? So this policy is related with regarding taking decision on source of recruitment, right? So this is a personal selection policy. Now training and promotion policy. Training and promotion policy will involve in organization. When you are getting employed or hired by any organization, you will get training, right? We'll get practical training how you're going to perform those jobs. So training, which kind of training? On the job training, off the job training, right? Mentoring, coaching, JIT, just in time. Okay, so these are the different kinds of on the job training. So which training is going to be given by the organization to their newly recruited employee? This decision is made under training and promotion. Promotion is based on merit or seniority. Okay, you have to give merit based promotion or you have to give seniority based promotion. Merit means on the basis of your performance. Seniority means if you are joined any organization before me, then you become my senior. Okay, so there can be promotion on the basis of seniority. So all these policies are required to be made under personnel department. Arman, getting all the points? Okay. Training and promotion, we are done with this. Remuneration and benefits policy. Remuneration means salary. So salary and benefits policy. Remuneration, what kind of remuneration you are going to offer? What are the elements of salary? Basic plus DA plus HRA plus food coupons. Are there every elements are going to be there, or you wanted to remove few elements? Different organizations have different benefits and salary elements. Okay? But the basic and DA is always there. These components are always there. Later on, it may be followed by your telephone expenses, may be followed by your transportation expenses, your food expenses. That may be or that may not be, but because they are not compulsory. Compulsory ends on salary. So remuneration benefits, matlab which kind of salary structure we are going to offer your employees. Apart from remuneration, salary is one part, and the benefits are the different part. Benefits like incentives. Incentives is based on performance, right? So if your performance is good, you can get better incentive bonus in the form of some non-financial motivation like foreign trip, like LTC, leave traveling concession. Yeah. So these are the policies taken under remuneration benefit policies. See, we can see some examples. Other benefits include sick leave or mediclaims. Mediclaims, medical insurance, vacations, already covered, LTC, canteen facilities. If you are getting canteen facilities, then for that, the very subsidized rate. The canteen services have been provided on very subsidized rate. If you are getting in open market, if you are getting food for 100 rupees, they will get in 20 rupees. So it is negligible. You can afford it, right? And the quality is also hygienic. The quality is also maintained, because after eating in canteen, if people get sick, then organization productivity reduce. So the health is also taken care by. That's why the hygiene is maintained properly within the organizational canteen, right? Okay, so these are the benefits. These are in the form of benefits. In case of sales force, sales may, what we do in sales? Sales, some organizations prefer to rely merely on salaries, but some other company wish to build a commission components. What we talk? After this much unit, HR department, right? Relation policy. What do you mean by industrial relation? Right. Okay, so the two examples. A, it operates in leather. So operates in leather. Operates in leather. This operates in food article. Class, please be attentive. Okay, one who says okay, ma'am, not attentive at all. I told you that A, B, C, and D operating in leather. Okay, right? And what is this? E and F. E and F is operating in food article. It's correct. A, B, C, and D is one industry. They are the players of one industry because they are operating in same kind of business. So the group business is known as industry. So that's why it's a film industry. Right, film industry. Right now in film industry, everything is produced in script, like movies, serials, nothing else. That may be a startup, but they together industry. You already industrial relation. That means relationship between employer. Okay, we're coming to the next point. And third, class, please. Employer and employee. This four kind of relationship can be there in industrial relationship. Industrial relationship, within industrial relationship, we have to maintain an employee and then employer and themselves. Government imposed external policies on organization. So an industry has to be in touch with government in future. This is written in essence, right? So policy decision regarding what? Labor among employer and employees, right? That may be employees and the youth students get fighted together. So that can be a employees kind of conflict. So all these conflicts are required to be addressed, and there are different policies for them. Collective bargaining, arbitration. These are the other types of go through that particular policy, and the disputes get solved, and again the friendly atmosphere are required to be maintained within the industry, within the organization, so that you can focus on just the part of personnel policies. So this is related to recruitment and selection. You can say, and then finally the industrial relationship. These can be the 4 different types of policies which have been taken care by the personnel department. We are done with all departments' policies. Arman, are you there? Is there any difficulty? Okay. Is there any difficulty? Shiva, any problem? What you wanted to say, I will get. That is my job. Now, okay. So, what are the principles of policy making? First of all, policy, as we have already seen, policy should be definite, positive, clear, understandable to every in the organization. It should be definite. It should be clear, no confusion, right? It should be clear in their meaning and everybody can understand it easily, right? So, yeah. Which package is BBM? Yes. Okay. Now, the next is framework within which you have to operate. We have already discussed all these things. So, the first point is clear. It should be, if it's once formulated, we have already seen policies and stable. What we have talked about, reasonable, anybody can afford it, right? 1 rupees per Hindi sentence, anybody can afford it, right? So it should be reasonable, right? It should be reasonable. It is reasonable, right? Then permanent for 1 month at least. If we do it for 1 day, it will not serve our purpose. Okay, so at least one. If there is any policies should be flexible. Why it should be flexible? Because you cannot change for each and everybody. So why it is written that it should be flexible? It should be flexible because right now I told you that if there is some demonetization in my business, can you survive? No. So this actually wanted to say that it should not be based on judgment. Sound means a sound. Sound means, yeah. Right now in such sense, why? So that it helps you to achieve your organizational goal. Again, after policies, you have to prepare procedure. You have to prepare different directions. So if the policy is going in different directions, okay, the purpose should serve one goal, one objective. Now, yeah. Policies should be communicated. By communication, it is meant that the person involved must understand the policy decision. Why we need to communicate policy? If there is a policy, okay, this is an interesting example. If we are talking about 1 rupees deduction, so, and I don't tell you why I am deducting policy of this drive that to deduct 1 rupees for each in the sentence, then what we need to do? We need to communicate it first. So first of all, I made this announcement. Yes, so that it is clear. Yes. Clear? It can be in written format or it cannot be in written format. But if it is written format, it can reach to everybody if it is on notice board, if it is in your prospectus, if it is in your manual, wherever, then it can be easily conveyed. Otherwise, it can be implied to. I've already told you. We have already seen types of policies. Further, policy should be subject to evaluation. Okay, why evaluation is can be modified according to the requirement. Okay. Policies should as far as possible be stated in writing. Okay, again the same thing. If it is in written format, it will be easy to communicate. So, as you can ask, I think we are already done. Yeah, that is the perfect question. What is the difference between? Is there any difference between magistrate and judge? What is the difference? Yeah. Yes. Name of the state. Okay, just a minute. He's trying to say something. Why you are laughing for that? You can say anything. I will pick up of you. Speak anything. Okay, so judge take care about civil as well as criminal cases while magistrate. Okay? I believe that whatever he told is true. Okay? We'll do it later. So, Sandeep, Shivam, Google it. Okay?